What I'm talking about is information. The more people are informed about decision making, the more the world becomes better. Imagine if you are informed right about a product, about a brand, about a service. Imagine seeking better information before paying for any product, before paying for any service, just seeking better information. Others would call it window shopping. Then there is owning it and learning how to actually fly it out. Yeah. The world won't always be availing all the answers, but it will be availing all the questions, because that's the world. That is how it is. People always want to know, want to understand. And the more they know and the more they understand, the better the perspectives of decision making. That's why the introduction of platforms, of social media platforms, of social media communities, helped a lot of people's mindsets out of those landlocked countries. Today it's all about communication, it's all about conversation, it's all about connections and integration. When do you believe in the power of mobility without movement? That is the value of now. The value of work without walking. Where the only way you're walking to work is by turning on your computer. Where the only way you're walking to work is by pulling your smartphone from under your pillow. Where the only way you walking to work is by looking at what platforms offer what you seek. Where the only way walking to work is with your mindset. That's the value of now. The value of integration, the value of communication, the value of being informed. Because informed mindsets make informed decisions. That bird is shouting. But why is the bird shouting? Maybe it was somewhere on a rubbish pit and its toe got stuck in a plastic thread. Maybe that's why it's shouting. It needs help. Why is that bird shouting? Maybe it was at the rubbish bin and its neck got stuck in a polythene bag. So the polythene bag is now making noise every time it's trying to fly. Why is that dog barking? Maybe it's sensing a different smell around your home. Why is that dog barking? Maybe it's sick. It needs medication. Why is that bird singing? Maybe it's happy. I don't always pay attention to things that don't concern me, but I pay attention to things that concern communities, things that elevate young people, things that elevate young mindsets, things that change people's lives forever, not for one moment. Because a moment can perish, a moment can vanish, but forever doesn't. Forever is a diamond in the sky shining bright. We won't always be young. There is a golden age coming through, where your hair is so golden that you love it, where black is a memory, where gold is shining and black, or any other hair color, is just history. It's just a scar that no longer pains. That's how business is. That's how the value of now is. There was time when technology was like the hair in your head. It was young when the world was young. Today we're living in its golden age because the world is that old. The civilization. We've nurtured it. We've made it through. The information you receive matters a lot from those you receive it from. The information you receive is vital. The information you share is vital. And its vitalness is how essential you should keep it. There will be always mindsets around you. There will always be a thought of tomorrow. There will always be a thought of, let him first do that. Let her first achieve that. Let them first get there. Let them first have this. Because it's what institutions believe in and create as a backbone to prosper, to become. An institution doesn't stand by being everything on the front page. An institution becomes by being every chapter inside a book that you can't read without buying from a bookstore. That is how institutions are. That is how services are. You can enjoy them, or you can know their value, or you can know why the price tag until you actually buy it from the store and read the entire book. That is how institutions stand. That is how the world lives and moves on. That's the value of now. Principles, information. One brand survives on a lot of things. Let's say a brand like S03E02 Elvis would look at surviving on merchandise. We look at surviving on endorsements. We look at surviving on image presentation, and all that. Now, if a brand is well informed on how it can make money from its own product, then there is no worry about a customer receiving the real service value for money they are paying for. Because that is how the now is, that is how the world we're living in is. There is value for money, there is value for the price on the services being delivered. But that price also comes, and the value also comes in two ways, or three ways, or in four ways, depending on the subscription of the service you're receiving. Some have premium, VIP, regular, ordinary, whatever category you subscribe to in whatever service you're subscribing to is what actually makes the difference. Some have plus, some have whatever they have, is what makes the difference. Is what puts the price and the value on it. And you, as a service seeker, as we're protecting the content or the services receiving, you also have to understand the information. You also have to remember the terms and conditions of every institution. You want a service you're seeking. The institution says you have to pay first. For you, there is always a way, there is always a back door. Some institutions have no back doors. We who are into web designing and web development or platform engineering, we understand you can't leave a back door for a hacker. We can't leave a back door for a pirate. To make sure every back door is well firewalled. You make sure your code is clean. You make sure your coding sheet has no anything on it, that a pirate can use to have anything from you. Make sure your code doesn't leave any breadcrumbs for a pirate to fetch anything. There are no right clicks, no downloads. That is the world protecting the consumer, and the consumer must also learn how to protect the world. So like a child cries for milk, but you understand that maybe their tummy isn't ready to have that kind of milk, or maybe the milk isn't homogenized. Is it homogenized? Yes, something like that. Or pasteurized, whatever they do to it, or the milk isn't boiled, just well cooked. People have different tummies. I for one, I can take any type of milk, even from just the cow right there. Just put a cow there, I milk it, I can just drink it. my body will accept it. But there are people who can't have that. There are people whose immunity, whose lives, whose living is so fragile. Like how fragile I am to dust. Yeah. I'm fragile to dust. It makes me sick. I couldn't sweep, for us we went to schools where you have to, the preschools where you have to sweep without a nanny. Yeah. So those preschools, and the families that we grew up from, the homesteads, you wake up to dust in the morning. Yeah. You're the one who is sweeping this entire football pitch in the morning before you go to school. That dust. That's how bodies became like fragile. Right now at this age I can't stand dust because I didn't remember that. I wasn't informed well. Yeah. That's not because I wasn't informed well, but the environment. Yeah. The situation, the moment, the times, the conditions. The world is at war. So if you're passing through a war zone, you don't expect to eat a cookie. Because either the one selling the cookie is on the run, or the one providing the raw materials for the cookies isn't available. That's how we grow up in the world. The internet was there, but accessing it, you need money. But even after having money, you need to travel. Yeah. By then there were public phone calls. Yeah. You just go to a public booth there, and then you, hey, let me make this phone call. In whichever way it used to happen. Yeah. Today it's different. Everyone can have a phone in their hands. You're having virtual numbers. You're having virtual SIM cards coming through. So if you don't adjust to that, if you're not well informed to that now, then you'll be left out. Then we weren't left out because of not knowing. Then we were limited by resources. Then also limited by peer pressure, peer information around us, peer threats around us, peer judgment around us. When you're supposed to be something, if another person comes and tells you, hey, the internet is the worst thing you've ever visited. Just go and do some other type of work. Have you ever made any money out of it? What other good have you ever made out of the internet? Why do you show? You always hear disturbing us that you need money, and yet you're on the internet. Where is the money you're making from online? Then you stand aghast. You stand Mr. Abdul and his shoes. That is how life is. You never know until you're informed. And then when even you're informed, you have to find the resources. Because it's after finding the right resources that you actually can enable yourself to achieve more. That's how crazy you become. to change your life, to enable other people's mindsets. Not because you have it all, but because you are informed. Maybe you can't achieve it now, but if you pass that information on to someone, their mindset can change, and they create a better environment for you also to share the same services. Today, communities are lit up by solar energy on the streets. There was a time when solar power was only in homes, and people's mindsets were like, solar energy is very expensive. Yes, it was very expensive because it was maybe still new. The infrastructure of creating it was still impossible almost. Today the infrastructure is everywhere. The raw materials are being, found everywhere. So that's how things change. But there are certain things that don't change. No matter how big the world becomes, the price on a diamond will always be different. It will always be higher. No matter how cheap the world becomes, there will be essentials in the world. No matter how ruthless and worthless every institution or system becomes, there will be an institution above all. No matter how the world breaks, no matter how the world is torn apart, there will be hope to build back. No matter how much blood we shed, humanity will always stay alive. But that also depends on how much humanity loves humanity. Because you can't stay alive by getting involved in fights all the time. You don't stay alive by fighting all the time, by creating opportunities to be fought all the time. You stay alive by being calm and being humble, by not getting involved in things that actually endanger your life. That's how you stay alive. You stay alive by being informed on what actually benefits your life. That's how you walk through the bush. You understand that this grass burns my skin. This grass burns my skin. This grass irritates my skin. This type of plant irritates my body. This type of flower irritates my this kind of scent is this. I mean, you understand a lot of things. Did you know that flu can be fueled by just the scent of a flower? A natural scent of a flower can fuel flu. And then you walk home, you're like, where did I get this cold? Yet it's just a scent you got close to. But because you're not informed about that scent or about that particular flower, you won't even know. The only thing you know that can burn you is a caterpillar. There are grasses that burn, that when you're next to them, your entire body feels hot. They leave that poison on your body, just burning like hair-like things on your body. So that's what you have to understand most of the times. It's all about you being informed on what exactly you need, what exactly you want, and understanding the price on it. Not everyone is going to have it, and not everyone is going to give it. It's not free. That's the value invested in it. The Bible is free. The Quran is free to read. But not the encyclopedia. The encyclopedia isn't free. The internet can be free, but not the apps on it, not the platforms on it. They're not free. The air we breathe is free, but you have to pay for everything else you're utilizing, or find a better way of consuming it from your savings, whichever way you accumulated the savings, whether you inherited them, whether you worked for them, whether you gambled for them, whatever way you earned it, whether you worked for them, those savings. That's how life is, You're informed, you make the right decisions, you make the better choices. Then you understand that no matter how much money you have, you can't just step into the White House all the time. No matter how much money you have, you can't always talk to the president of any country. No matter how much powerful you are, you can't always talk to the king in Buckingham Palace. It's civilization. No matter how powerful you are, you can't always go on to a killing spree because you have guns. No matter how powerful you are, you can't go on a hunting spree, shedding blood all the time. The battles you seek, you better be more informed before you walk into the world where people are not actually talking to anything or hurting anyone, but just enabling everyone. The internet isn't hurting anyone. It is enabling everyone. It's mindset imprinting everyone to think differently. While you're holding your hoe in the garden and you expect it to have that body contact on you all the time, you have to work delicately around it. The only delicacy online is you enjoy it. The delicate part is you have to just think of your mindset, because anything can pop up. Just like they can say shots fired and you're like, what is shots fired? Before you understand the word shots fired, you have to understand the gun sound and how you protect yourself before you ask that question. What is shots fired? You're in a well-protected, secure environment, everyone is well-informed. A security guard shouts, shots fired. And you're just standing up asking what is shots fired. Shots fired means the guns are going on and take cover. That's what being informed means. So make the right choices in the right places. When you hear somebody saying shots fired, don't ask what is shots fired. It means guns are going off and taking cover. Comes next to your mindset. The value of information is that. And it is in finding it from the right sources. Be informed, be in the know. It's the value of now. It's how life moves on. It's how life prevails. Dr. Rayyans Elvis, F2F Live Creations. Visit creations.org.